Hi guys, my name is Troy, this is Glide, my blood python, and today it's all about him, blood python. Let's get into it. I discovered the existence of blood pythons over lockdown. I was well into snakes by then, I just couldn't keep them, so I was just checking snake videos every single day. And I remember thinking one evening it would be cool if a red python existed somewhere on planet Earth. So I just googled red python and the blood python came out, and I fell in love with the look of it right away. So I dug deep into research and I found out they were going to be chunkier than a ball python, but not a massive snake like a reticulated python would be. And I was like, okay, now that's going to be my next pet snake. However, they came with a bad reputation. They are known for being very feisty, food driven, they tend to bite a lot. And I was like, okay, that's a challenge I'm going to take, so I will become a better snake keeper. Anyway, fast forward to when my blood python came home. I was super excited because I managed to find a juvenile blood python, and I love buying juvenile snakes. Like, I don't mind buying an adult BCI, but if I can grow myself a BCI, then I'll be much happier. Where are they from? Blood pythons, they live in Southeast Asia, specifically in Peninsular Malaysia, parts of Sumatra, Thailand, and other islands of the Strait of Malacca, not to be confused with the Borneo short-tailed python or the Sumatra short-tailed python. They fall under the umbrella of blood pythons, but in truth they are three different snakes. When it comes to enclosure size, you need to consider that blood pythons they grow between 4 and 6 feet. Females are gonna be slightly larger than males, you may wanna consider that too. So a minimum size enclosure would be a 4 by 2 by 2. If you can go larger, that's even better. As a juvenile, you can keep them in a tub. I kept mine in a tub as a juvenile, then he went into a 3 by 2 by 2 enclosure for most of his time so far, and then recently we went into a 4 by 2 by 2, and he's just thriving in there. He loves it. When it comes to the setup, you need to know that blood pythons are not arboreal at all. They are completely terrestrial. They could be using shelves, mine does, both when it's free roaming and inside the enclosures, but they wouldn't be climbing branches. So what I did was to put a bendy hide on the cooler side and a cork round closer to the heat lamp so that he slides inside it to get warmer, or sometimes on top of it as like basking spot, I guess. Don't forget the water bowl. The water bowl should be big enough for them to have a bath, but I can't fit any bigger water bowl in the enclosure where my one lives. But I bathe him in the bathtub once a week. And if you are doing that, make sure you use lukewarm water, no soap, nothing, just lukewarm water, and make sure the snake is able to touch the bottom of the bathtub with his belly. Otherwise, in most case scenario, they tend to stress a lot. And for enrichment, I do have one fake plant in the corner and some flake leaves on the koi around. He tends to destroy them anyway, but they do benefit from having fake plants as an enrichment, and it would be a plus if you could put some extra substrate because they like to dig from time to time. In nature, they love to just stay hidden under the leaves on the ground. So if you have a chance to put a layer of leaves on top of the substrate, I'm sure they will enjoy hiding under them. In terms of humidity levels, blood python are gonna need a little higher humidity compared to the average ball python or core snake. The levels should be between 60 and 75%. A good substrate that I found good to maintain those humidity level is coir block. You could use coconut fibers, and I do rehydrate it every few weeks. There is a whole video on Instagram on how I do it, and I do spray water in the enclosure pretty much every day or every other day. When it comes to temperature, blood pythons need a warm side between 29 and 30 degrees and a cooler side between 24 and 27 degrees. And of course, I suggest you use a heat lamp plugged into a thermostat. A UVB light is not necessary, but it could be beneficial. When it comes to food with blood pythons, you need to be careful. They have a slower metabolism and they tend not to move around a lot because they are ambush predators. They don't just eat rodents in nature, they also eat birds, so you can vary between rats and quails. I'm trying to get mine in quails. Last time I did it, I failed. I'll try again next time by scenting the quail with rat water. I know it may sound disgusting, but it's a part of the hobby and I really want to try that. You can feed a juvenile blood python every 7 to 10 days, and as it grows, you have to space it up. Mine is a young adult. Well, it's been an adult for maybe a year now, and is eating a 250-gram rats every 3 to 4 weeks. And because we are talking about food, I feel like I should let you know this about blood python. It's something about discharging the food. They won't be going toilet every week like a ball python would, but when they go toilet, they really go toilet. And don't be surprised if sometimes it looks a bit like your one. Bear in mind, in captivity, blood pythons can live between 20 and 30 years, so that's a commitment. And when it comes to handling, I know I told you they have a bad reputation. My one never bit me. I've done a lot of handling since he came in and he was a juvenile. So get them used to you by handling them since they are little, and consider that a bite from a snake, if you're gonna own snakes, it's gonna happen. It did happen to me in the past, not with my blood python, but it did happen in the past. It's no big deal. And about handling sessions, blood pythons are heavy bodied snakes. They need support under their belly, under their body. So you either handle them by like having them on your lap or closer to your body. They won't be just like on your shoulder like a boa would. So just be careful with that. And I prefer free roaming because free roaming is good as an enrichment for snakes. That was it for your blood python care guide. As always, if is there anything I've missed, let me know in the comments below. Let me know how your snakes are doing. Other than that, I hope you're doing well and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!